Alright, this ought to be semi-entertaining, but a little bit long, okay? But it warbles on a lot. You know, just a complete rag video. Just, really, just horrific. Alright, so he's going to smoke a little, what, reefer or something? Is that what you're doing? For derived energy, is that it? And then he's going to drink a little beer just to show that this is what I do to chill out and mellow out. And in the context of the circumstance, this isn't fucking stupid behavior. Oh, yeah, it is. Way to get to the video, cunt. You're not even blowing any smoke. Yeah, smooth because there's no smoke, shithead.
Dundee Pale Ale, malt liquor. Okay.
So he's, yeah, okay. So the very thing that's got somebody in a dungeon in another country that you say people should have some monicum of respect for some reason, the very thing, the very vice that's got him in a dungeon, okay, you're playing with on the internet, showing people that this is how cool old crazy fucks in the woods behave. Yeah, I'm all back to nature. So natural to smoke and drink. Kangaroos do it all the time.
Let's see if a little bit of strong beer can assist with a clip that's been frustrating and foiling my efforts all day.
Yeah, so I mean, let's just calculate how many people have been killed worldwide by alcohol, and you're doing commercials for it. So I'm a horrible person for what I'm doing, but you're doing commercials for probably the #1 killer in the world. Yeah, fuck you.
I want to talk about in Mendham on the Spamwich Bar show, where he was.
I mean, completely avoidable killer. You know, I mean, obviously malaria or something, or smallpox or some other horrid disease has probably killed more people, but the #1 preventable cause of death.
Been on there ostensibly seeking assistance from high subscriber number YouTubers.
No, I wasn't seeking assistance. I was just saying, hey, people ought to know about this, so I'll go on the Magic Sandwich Show. And as I stated, it was my deliberate intent not to do some kind of pussy thing like, oh, please help my cause. No, I was sensible enough to say I should go there with some sort of debate agenda. So, yeah, we could have a conversation about whether sanctions work or boycotts work or what form political action should take. That's what I intended, shithead. I intended to be a little bit controversial. That's the show's nature, fuck for brains. So I was being polite to the audience and not sitting there doing some whiny little please help bullshit.
Who are part of what he calls the atheist community.
Well, I think it's sort of important that people with some sort of common philosophical perspective communionize. Okay, that community thing works. Okay, that's what keeps religion together, is the fact that they create community. So it's a little bit important. Sometimes if you're going to have a political cause or whatever else, you have to have a little bit of social infrastructure that's tied to your cause. Without social infrastructure tied to your community, your grouping, your category of human, if you don't make that category, if you don't network it and you don't make it a little bit strong, you're just wasting and squandering your real political clout. So yeah, that's right. You're such a dumb fuck. Well, you're not a dumb fuck. You're just a naysaying, nitpicking, useless sack of fucking Australian kangaroo shit.
The YouTube atheist community. Now, there's an interesting concept. The idea that spread around the world, there's a sort of crypto-subterranean loose-knit alliance of people who don't believe in God and they want to proselytize their belief
Yeah, right. Something like Greenpeace or something, or whatever the animal rights thing is, whatever they call it, HARP or something.
In God's non-existence.
PETA.
A lot of people have never heard of the YouTube atheist community. So anyway, he wants these high subscribers numbering YouTubers to assist with the...
No, I went on a talk show, okay, on the internet with an agenda and a purpose to make it known that this circumstance exists. I also assumed, because these are basically progressives fighting for freedom in this country, that they would get it, that being in a dungeon, okay, it's bad enough that people are harassed in this country, okay, for vice crimes, but it's really disgusting that they're thrown in dungeons in other countries. I mean, it's like the difference between, like, if we still were caning children in this country, but they were cutting their arms off in another country. You could be against both circumstances, but you'd certainly be more horrified by arms getting cut off. Asshole.
The petition for clemency to be delivered to the Indonesian government on behalf of Derived Energy. And
I don't even think it's a petition for clemency. It's a petition just outlining the fact that here's a cause. Here's people who are trying to get something accomplished. And we're just let people know, hey, this is how many people support this. All right? And yes, so it has sort of failed, okay? Yes, by comparison, there's trivial people who want to, whatever, I deserve a blue hat. I have a petition that has 150,000 people have signed it because I need a blue hat.
He didn't have a lot of success in selling his game plan.
Well, again, the game plan. My game plan was to have a conversation, and I think I successfully pointed out that these liberals, these atheists, are just nihilist motherfucking cunts. They don't care about anything but themselves. They clearly don't think that they think somebody should be in a dungeon if they make a mistake. Okay? They just sit there and point their fingers and say, well, you knew the law. Fuck you. That's the extent of their give a damn. And so I think I clearly illustrated that that's their character. They're shit for human beings. They absolutely fucking suck, just like you, suckhead.
Now, I don't know whether Gary has ever attended a sales training course, ever.
Well, clearly you haven't, fuck for brains. I mean, how successfully have you sold your sunfoil crapola, right? After years of work, who's bought it? Who? Oh, yeah, it's what? 3 other lunatics? Maybe? So, yeah, you failed.
But one of the things that I was taught when I was a baby insurance salesman was that in every interview...
So why would you be a baby insurance salesman? Right there, isn't that so? So you weren't smart enough to understand that insurance is basically always a fraud? You're always just stealing money from people. I mean, it's just a sham business. Oh, yeah, that's right.
A sale is made. You will sell your product.
And your product is what? Oh, we have a big pile of money, so we'll take a little bit of money from you at a time, and we can give you a big pile when you really need it. So we'll just take advantage of the fact that you don't have enough money to protect against complete disaster, and we'll basically make a profit off of your vulnerability. Yeah. Oh, you're really cool. Love you to death, fucker.
Client will sell their objections. So Gary went in there and he utterly failed to sell his product, which is...
Okay, well, like I said, failure should preach to failure, right? You've utterly failed to sell your silly, stupid, idiotic, moronic product. Your product that, what, produces, in a whole days of sunlight, produces what, 2 hours of a headlight burning? Yeah, fuck you. Failure.
He wanted the atheists he was talking to tell all their subscribers what a good idea it is to sign the petition.
Yeah, well, I would expect them to say, you know what, we ought to draw a line sometime. Someday we ought to draw a line and say, you know what, Islam, you can be crazy, but you can't be this crazy. There should be some point where we just say, no, Islam, too crazy. We're really not going to support you doing that, okay? There's a point where we're going to have to say, no, okay? You're going to have to sit in the corner, or there's no TV, or you're not going to get any dessert. You're going to have to be either punished, or like I said, I would be perfectly willing, okay, to give them something to change their insanity, to give them a reward, $1 billion. Don't be fucktarded and completely insane. Yeah, we'll give you $1 billion. Do not be fucktarded and completely insane.
So he should have limited himself pretty much to the petition, but instead of that he went there with a grandiose scheme which revolved around...
Right. The grandiose scheme of having a discussion about what kind of political activism is effective. Whether or not things like the idea that you actually have to either reward behavior or punish behavior, but doing nothing guarantees behavior. Yeah, that's the grandiose agenda. Ooh. I mean, why don't you have you really should have the guts. If you're going to do this kind of character assassination, you really ought to have the guts to play one of my videos. Why don't you play the I think it Sucks 11. Yeah, where I go through this whole this whole proposal of a solution to this kind of problem, where people would actually buy insurance to travel, and the insurance would cover the cost of extricating people from preposterous incarceration. And so that way we can fix two problems at once. We can solve the problem of people thinking they're more in control than they are, and we can guarantee that nobody ends up in these Indonesian prisons. But we'll certainly make travel to Indonesia almost impossible. Only the celebrities will be allowed to go there. And that might be quite sensible. Only people who can get themselves out of trouble should be there.
And the idea that Indonesia is a nation of uncivilized, savage barbarians with religious connections, if not an actual religious dictatorship. Therefore, thus and because they had no right at all whatsoever to apply their laws to visiting nationals of Western civilized industrial countries who were only over there to help them. Yeah,
for non-crimes. That's right. You're right. It's just preposterous to say they have a right. I mean, just thinking of Carl Sagan, blue ball in space. And we're looking at the Earth from space, and then we say, what's going on Earth? Well, people are dying every day, and they're sick, and there are all these little horrors. And look, they're throwing them in dungeons for smoking 2 joints. It seems this blue ball in space is a fucking lunabin. It's insane. They're causing completely preposterous suffering for absolutely no good reason. And fucking fuckwit, gray-haired, loony fucking... kangaroo fuckers are telling everybody that's the way the world should work. Everybody should just accept people being in dungeons for non-crimes. Yeah, it's a blue ball that should be squished because it's a disgusting bug. And you're the reason why, disgusto.
By teaching them English anyway. And thus and because all the Western, quote, civilized nations should collectively, immediately break off all economic and diplomatic...
Well, that's not the argument. It's not break off all economic... that's the hyperbole. The hyperbole. But regardless, yeah, I wouldn't care. I just don't think we should reward insane people. You have pointed out they are now having protests saying they should have the right to kill atheists. Why would we have diplomatic relations as civilized people, as secularists, with a country that thinks it should still be able to burn fucking witches? I used it as a metaphor, like, yeah, they're almost as crazy as witch burners. But the fact is, they're crazier than witch burners.
Ties with Indonesia because they're a bunch of civilized Muslim barbarians, as evidenced by the fact that they've locked up derived energy.
And locked up one of their own citizens for having a Facebook saying, I don't really think Muhammad was cool. I think he wore stinky underwear. Yeah, So, yeah, they're fucking insane. Their justice system absolutely sucks. We shouldn't let Americans be put in jeopardy so people like me, or Brits, or any of the civilized people, so people like me have to sit there and bemoan and worry and have to deal with this consequence. It's like outlawing drunk driving. You just should say you can't do this thing, right? You can't go to silly land and pretend you're safe. So quit going there. It's a horror house. I'm sick of cleaning it up. It's like mountain climbing. I'd almost say outlaw the fucking thing unless you have your own rescue mission. You have your own helicopters to extricate you, because I don't want the fucking concern, you shitheads. I don't want to go rescue you in your rowboat in the middle of the fucking ocean because you think you can sail the world in a goddamn rowboat. Okay? Fuck you. You pay for it. You do it. You insure yourself, or at least stay off my radar so I don't have to think about you drowning, you dumb fuck. So yeah, I think for our own good, we ought to just say, fuck you, you can't go there unless you have your own little army to protect you from their unjust, insane, crazy, fucktarded country policies.
And that was the sensible part, right? After that, he launched into stories of how America deserved to be bombed.
That's not true. Stories of how America deserved to be bombed. I didn't say we deserve 9/11. Well, I probably have said in the past that we did earn it. I mean, we spent years fucking with them, and they fucked us back. So I don't think that's a preposterous theory. And certainly the theory that if we're going to go around denying people human rights and droning them based on no justice system whatsoever, no trial, no anything, that sort of makes us disgusting, horrid criminals, and we probably should get smacked by something called justice. Just desserts. You ever heard of that? Just desserts? We should get hoisted on our own fucking violence petard. Oh, what an outrageous theory. Fuck you.
And how everybody who was on the Spamwich chat show were disgusting human beings, and it went on for nearly 20 minutes.
Yeah, right. I called them disgusting human beings in the last 10 seconds of the conversation. The whole rest of the conversation, I was pretty carefully and methodically unraveling their naysaying and nitpicking, irrelevant nonsense of an argument. Yeah, that's the truth, liar. So you're just a fucking liar. You got that, liar? You're a fucking liar. A propaganding liar. Got it? You're not only a kook, but you're a liar.
And I can only assume that Gary is clinically insane and is psychotic, out of touch with reality.
This coming from somebody who admits to being convicted of a crime 5 times and who admits his diagnosis is whatever, megalomaniac ego fucktarderized. I mean, you're a kook, a fucking, documented kook, and you're calling other people a kook? You fucking kook? Okay, my diagnosis is limited to an anxiety disorder. Crazy fuck. Jesus.
And is therefore not accountable for his actions in the same way that some people get sent to the lunatic asylum when they are known to have killed somebody.
I mean, really, you can't just do any exact quotes or something. You're going to sit there and make that kind of accusation with no fucking contextual quotes. I mean, if I was that crazy, if I was saying things that crazy, well, of course you lied about it, but I'm just saying, make an accurate quote of something I've suggested, like suggesting that we deserve blowback from our violence we've conducted, on our unjust, unethical violence that we've perpetrated in the world. The suggestion that we deserve blowback for that is insane. That suggestion is insane, in your opinion. That's the only example you've given, right? So it's insane for somebody to think we deserve to get what we give. We deserve to die on the sword we pull. That's a preposterous theory. Yeah, fuck you.
But they are not mentally fit to be tried. unfit to plead, as they put it. So,
yeah, right. I go out and I do hours of open debate, mostly. I mean, unless you're a troll. You know, make all these videos. I document proposals and solutions. Nobody plays them. Nobody argues with them. I have a website called Vloggerdome. I have open opportunity for somebody to take any one of those videos, dissect it. You're all fucking cowards and pussies. All you do is sit in your damn chair, drink your fucking beer, and slander people. You're a lying, slandering sack of shit. And a pussy to boot. A fucking screaming goddamn pussy.
if Gary is utterly psychotic, then I could justify, you know, sort of gritting my teeth and forgiving him for what he's doing. But
you know, forgive him for what he's doing. I mean, Jesus, just how fucking pompous and arrogant is that? I forgive you for almost killing your children with your crazy schemes of world degrading and let's all go back to the bush and fucking eat worms. And any time one of your kids could have died of something because of your fucking ego. Yeah, that's the truth, fucker. You're just lucky it turned out okay, that they never got bit by a snake or a spider and you're too many miles away from help. You fucking cunt. I forgive you. Ah, fuck that. I don't forgive you. I think you're an ignorant twat. And I just can't wait till you get what you fucking deserve. I hope you get exactly what you deserve. Exactly.
if he's not psychotic, if he's just psychopathic, if he knows what he's doing and he's doing it anyway because it's going to serve his ends and he doesn't care what the consequences are because it's not him who's going to suffer.
Well, whatever. I mean, I've said as plainly as I can say it. If I was in the circumstance, I'd want people to do something, not talk stupid, ignorant, oh, well, let's go rub the judge's hiney and see if we can get him out. Because he's special. He has friends, so he deserves to get out. Whereas somebody who doesn't have friends, who's infinitely hateable, who nobody will sign a petition to get out, shouldn't get out because they're scum, because no one cares about them. No, let's not talk about fairness and justice and how the world should look and how when you look at it from space, the little blue ball, there shouldn't be people in prisons in this fucking planet right now. There shouldn't be, in 2013, any possibility that you end up in prison for non-crimes. And smoking a joint in your house is a violation. It's a traffic violation. All right? You get a ticket for it. You don't go to a dungeon for it. Fucking scum.
And he really is a vicious, self-centered, self-righteous, dangerous son of a nasty pair of parents who did.
Yeah, whatever that shit is. You know, you get way too personal, fucknut. Way too personal.
Give him enough cuddles when he was supposed to be being breastfed, and seeing as he was a twin, that probably is what happened, you know. I mean, he's 3 years older than me, so his mother was probably on barbiturates.
Boy, that's some kind of bizarre shit. You just do this, you got nothing else to do with your time, so you just make up shit about other people and then throw it at their mother? Well, I think your mother must have had goddamn fucking 59 venereal diseases, and that's why you're such an ugly motherfucking skanky piece of shit. You were probably born with warts on your dick.
Milltown was the drug of choice before Valium came along, and Phenobarb fitted in there somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, sorry, my mother didn't take any of those drugs until after she had the kids, okay? It was after she had 4 of them that she realized, holy fuck, am I ever in hell?
You can imagine the little suburban domestic shithole where daddy goes to work all day and mummy gets snowed under all day, so she eats zombie pills.
Gee, I mean, that is really disgusting. I mean, really, how dare you? How dare you, you fucking weasel? I mean, what? Your father was a fucking pedophile. Everybody knew it. It's fucking everybody knows it in Australia. They just walk, your father's name, whatever, Johansson, okay, is another word for pedophile. Oh, he Johansson, that girl. Because, you know, he's such a known motherfucking pedophile. A kangaroo fucker.
The kid grows up with a yearning attention deficit.
Yeah, right. So you've been diagnosed as having some sort of megalomaniac, you know, psychotic ego disorder, and you're going to sit there and talk about how other people were raised. I mean, really, fuck you so fucking hard. You suck. God, do you suck.
And they overcompensate.
While he smokes his long pipe and talks about compensating. I drink hard liquor. Well, no, it's really just beer with a little tiny bit more alcohol in it. Because I'm a tough guy. And I smoke a peep. Because I'm a tough guy. Yeah, fuck you, cunt.
So the question is Gary bad or is he mad? Because I've been watching in absolute horror as Gary has led people who want to help DE into actions which are apparently calculated to make DE's sentence as harsh as possible.
Right, so apparently calculated. So let's see. Now, there's apparently were just some British people that were sentenced to 13 years or whatever, 12 years. I mean, DE said it right in the video you watched. Okay, now they were sentenced to 12 years. I didn't make any sucks video. Who made the sucks video? Who did the horrible act of getting them the maximum sentence? Who did it? Whose fault is it that they got the maximum sentence? When the guy got 3 years for having a Facebook page saying, I'm an atheist, who made the sucks video that got him 3 years in jail for that? Oh, gee. I wonder who it was. Let's go find that guy and hit him with a brick. Because obviously that's the only way they could have got sentenced is because somebody said Indonesia sucks, right? So let's go find that guy and beat him to death with bricks. The Indonesian way. Yeah, let's all accept Indonesian standards of justice. Rah, rah, rah. No, let's fucking goddamn not. Let's go to Australia, fucking asphalt the whole thing over, collect all the snakes, and dump the snakes from an airplane onto Indonesia. Yeah, that sounds like a better idea.
His life in jail as miserable as possible and last as long as possible.
Right. So when terrorists have, you know, taken hostages, the way you get the hostages out is you say, okay, we'll give you $1 billion and a mansion and a yacht. And, yeah, it's okay, you know, we'll just say no harm, no foul. Yeah, and we won't say anything bad about you. Yeah, no, we won't even say anything bad about your mother. Fuck you, cunt.
Why do I say that? Well, I live in a country of 23 million people.
Yeah, 23 million spawn of criminals. And you're fucking making that obvious. Obvious.
It has an army. Navy, Air Force, intelligence services.
Right, it's completely sucking America's dick.
Cyber security unit. We pay somebody to sit there and trawl the internet looking for people who are disaffected with our government and our system to the point where they are posting inside. Right.
And then you what? Deny them basic human rights, plant cocaine in their living room, arrest them, and torture them. And that's okay. Because that's the way it should be. And nobody should say Australia sucks for that. Yeah, I think Australia would suck if that's what you're doing, fucker.
The violence against our system. I bet, even with only 23 million of us, and the whole fucking world out there if somebody suddenly generated 400 movies per week saying that Australians were assholes because we had someone in jail and therefore we deserved to be hit by earthquakes and tsunamis.
Yeah, then I'm pretty sure that your calculated government would sit there and say, shit, this is an awful lot of fucking bad PR we're getting. We're getting people an awful lot pissed off, and for what? Because we want to persecute some guy, we want to, torture him and crush his nuts for smoking a joint? Man, maybe we ought to let that go and find some bigger fish to fry. Maybe we ought to find something real to put in our goddamn dungeon cooker, okay, than some guy smoking a joint, because this really isn't going to work out very well. We're going to lose an awful lot for this silly prosecution. Persecution. Yeah, no, that won't happen. No, it's impossible.
The whole world should stop trading with us.
I mean, it's not only basically the foundation of the civil rights movement. It's just to make a little bit of pain, make it a little bit inconvenient to be racist motherfucking cunts, and it makes all the difference. No, let's not go with proven ways to make political change. No. It's called civil disobedience. It's called civil rights protest. It's called political action. That's what you do. You politically act. Dumb fuck.
Pretty sure our cyber spooks would notice it. Gary's been asking his subscribers, all 8,000 of them, to make movies saying Indonesians are a bunch of assholes because he doesn't like their pot laws and they've got DE in jail.
Well, whatever. I mean, that's a very simplistic description of the circumstance, okay? The man is not in jail. He's in horror jail. You got to concede. Only a tiny percentage of the criminals are prosecuted, and they're prosecuted in this extreme and fucktarded fashion that has nothing to do with proportionality, because they want a quick and easy way to impose justice. It's justice through terrorism. They've proven themselves terrorists to their own people. They're trying to terrorize them. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make people behave and believe in Mohammed through terrorism. And you're saying terrorism is a legitimate way to control people. And I'm saying terrorism sucks. These fuckers should be called what they are, fuckers.
If 5% of them do what he says, that's 400 movies in a week. There's 250 million Indonesians, so they've got at least 10 times the resources to scour the internet looking for people saying nasty shit about them than Australia does. So
and again, who wants the nasty shit, right? I mean, what, so you're saying that all the political action in India, the people protesting, the other countries saying you suck, because they let the woman get raped on the bus and they weren't even going to prosecute the crime. And so they weren't somehow politically pressured from the bad image they were getting into prosecuting the rapists, right? So your argument is that everybody should have just been quiet, okay? Everybody be quiet about this subject. Don't say anything, okay? Or they won't prosecute the rapists. Because if we force them to prosecute them through political pressure, that will piss them off, and that will mean that they'll give the rapists more money. They'll go find the rapist and give them $1 million just to spite us. That's your theory. Well, that didn't happen in the real world, shithead. So I guess your theory is shit. Like your head. It's shit. Shithead.
When the 40th Indonesia Sucks Free DE movie went up, that's when they noticed it. Since then, I think it's very probable.
Okay, so he thinks we should have diplomatic relations with a country that scours the internet, finds causes that people are fighting for, and then in a petty manner says we're going to torture the prisoners even worse. So because somebody's finding fault with us, we're going to torture prisoners even worse. And the protest is about them not being just. So they're going to do the unjust thing of torturing a prisoner because of somebody else's action, not an action he perpetrated. They're going to torture him worse. And that's a justice system that's okay with you, one that no country, no civilized country should say, no, we're not going to subject our citizens to people who do that. A justice system that petty, that out of control, we aren't going to integrate with. We're not going to sit there and combine our blood with that. We're not going to have relations, okay? Relations with something that diseased. Because we're smart enough to know that that's diseased and you're only going to get sick, okay, as a society if you accept that as the standard of acceptable behavior. No, that's in this unacceptable category, okay? A justice system that's that petty is in the unacceptable category, in my opinion, and I think you fucking placaters and naysayers and nitpickers, yeah, I think it should just be ground up into dog food.
There's been at least one, and probably maybe as many as 3 Indonesian intelligence officers looking into, quote, the YouTube atheist community, watching movies, and probably having their brains fry and drip and melt and fall out their ears because the concepts are going to be...
Well, I just wish that was what would happen. I wish my words could kill, literally. I wish I could kill the petty Indonesian court right now with my words. I wish I could make their ears bleed and their dicks fall off, because that would be justice. I could be God then. I could make all the assholes who are liars, creepy motherfucking liars, make their tongues fall the fuck out of their mouth. Yeah, that would be very, very cool.
So fucking foreign to them. The idea that they're not going to tell the police prosecutor and that it's not going to appear on the charge sheet. Wow, that's a fucking long shot that you guys have taken with his life.
So here's this is a man of integrity, right? Telling people, like, this is like somebody telling Martin Luther King, you know, Martin, you're stirring up all this animosity. You're going to make it worse for us. It's like somebody trying to free the slaves in the old days, right? And the slave guy might say, I'm going to escape. I'm going to show these fuckers. And everybody else goes, no, don't escape. They'll punish us worse. They'll make life worse for us. No, don't cause any trouble. Don't make any waves. No. Be a naysayer and a nitpicker and an acceptor of the dick up your ass, like the rest of us. No, don't do anything. Be a don't do anythinger. Ooh, fuck you, you fucking psychotically evil piece of shit.
You go and have a look at my scroll for a movie called Asian Drug Laws, the MLV in brackets, viewed from the south. I didn't mention DE in the fucking movie. I didn't mention Kurt Neville in the movie. I didn't mention the details of his case.
Who the fuck cares? Oh, did somebody care? Oh, that's right. Nobody cares. That's right. So, yeah, that's right. You have no cause. Right. You have no intention of doing a goddamn motherfucking thing of any value whatsoever. I intend to do something. That's right. I'm going to try to do something. All right? I've even said that if the East gets sentenced, I might die for this cause. It's very possible, if I can just find some way to ensure the people who need the little bit of money I make, if I can find some way to take care of the people that need to be taken care of here, I'll die for this, fucker.
Because I didn't want to go bing on the Indonesian cyber spook who fucking hates our government radar. Because I had a concern for the health and safety and well-being and security of my subscriber.
Oh, what a pile of crap. All right, I wish I could put you on a polygraph. Okay, all you have a concern about right now is your fucking psychotic ego, you fucking cunt. All right, you're only making this noise because Inmendum is taking this hardline approach. If it was anybody else, you wouldn't be doing this cunt shit. All of this is about your fucking small dick and your fucking broken ego and your fucking defeated ego, shithead. You're a petty, little, manipulative weasel, okay? And that's all you are. All right, I challenge you, but you don't have any money either. But yeah, let's have dueling fucking polygraph tests, okay? There's nothing in my head but the fact that I didn't realize that this was how these countries work. I thought the drug laws were draconian for people goddamn trafficking in drugs. I had no fucking idea that these scumbag countries were putting people in dungeon prisons for goddamn smoking joints in their goddamn living room. I had no fucking idea. I find it preposterously unfucking acceptable that this is what we tolerate on planet Earth. They might as well be burning fucking witches. Frankly, if I had a choice, 10 years in an Indonesian prison or being burned at the fucking stake, I would choose being burned at the fucking stake. It is that fucking goddamn bad. And for you cunts to sit there and say it's all okay, everybody just be quiet, everybody just suck it, take it right up your ass. And somehow we'll be more politically active. There'll be more interest in fighting this fucking war against the drug war, okay, when our guy is out. So when he's safely out, well, that's when we can start talking again. And we know how that fucking works. Go look up, 1973, and watch how as soon as you end the draft, everybody loses fucking interest because they no longer have a personal stake anymore. So fuck you for this bullshit, you fucking backseat driving motherfucking kangaroo fucking baby kangaroo fucker. You goddamn suck-ass piece of shit with this piece of crap video. So this will be part 1. You suck. God, you suck. Monstrous suck. Fuck you. Fuck all of you fucking goddamn weak-ass jackasses. You can't fairly quote me. You can't fairly argue me. You goddamn have nothing. You're just lame, motherfucking, lying, slandering cunts.